Welcome to Forge Master Metal Reviews, where we analyze and extract the finest metal for you, fans and musicians alike. I am Benfo, musician, producer, bard, and scribe, and I am your tour guide through the maze of music that is Austin Lund's Panopticon. First, I'll start with a quick case study on the success of Panopticon and how Austin Lund has taken the underground American black metal scene by storm. Then we'll move on to an analysis and review of And Again Into the Light. Don't forget about our Cannibal Corpse Violence Unimagined vinyl giveaway that is ending in June, or as soon as we reach 2,000 subscriber, whatever happens first. Austin Lund is more than just the multi-instrumentalist and visionary behind Panopticon. He is an entrepreneur, artist, and overall icon of what has become a new wave of regional-inspired black metal. These bands that have followed in the wake of Panopticon have embraced Americana in their own way. You've got mountain western influences that inspire Wayfarer. Native folklore from the Midwest inspires Nachachwin. The dense forests and swamps of the Bridgewater Triangle have inspired Obsidian Tongue, and the rocky New England coasts have inspired Falls of Rorros. Seeing a pattern here? Yeah, every single one of these bands has taken a page from the Panopticon playbook. Make black metal your own, and use the nature around you as the main inspiration and influence for that black metal. So how does one band, or one person in this case, cast so much inspiration? I think it's a combination of these few factors. The timing. The American atmospheric black metal scene was really starting to take off as the late 2000s came around. The scene itself was really looking to see who would kind of take the reins from Agalloch. While no one ever seemed to match the success and explosion of Agalloch, bands like Panopticon and Wolves in the Throne Room have had enduring success in the wake of Agalloch's demise. Knowing your audience. Austin knows his audience through and through. How? He's a fan himself. He takes the things that he knows and wants as a fan, as a consumer, as an audience member, and puts that into his own band. He knows that the scene wants to hear organic recording tones, a no fucks to give performance style, and he delivers all of these things in spades. He also keeps himself isolated and kind of mystical, something that a lot of black metal fans really seem to connect with. They don't want that rock god up in the air like Freddie Mercury. They want somebody who's a little more withdrawn and isolated and only allows you in through their music. And this album in particular really lets you in on something. Leadership and team building. Austin, while it is his own project, he cannot do this alone. Bind Room Recordings has really been a huge powerhouse behind the success of Panopticon and many other bands that are on that record label. They are a fantastic record label if you don't know them already. Once again, here we are, fans running the show. Marty from Bind Room is himself a fan. Colin Marston has brought his own sound, and he has helped to elevate the sound of Panopticon. Austin's family, his friends, etc., they all inspire and influence him, and they all bring themselves in to this music. While it is Austin Lund's baby, this is all a part of a team. He is the leader. He is steering the ship. This is a team-building effort here, folks. So I think those are all great things that we can take away from Panopticon. Let's move on to the music itself. As I was listening to this, I was saying to myself, wow, this reminds me more of Godspeed You Black Emperor than the last Godspeed You Black Emperor album that just came out this year. This is just so unbelievably atmospheric. There's an aura of fear and chaos that is matched by an overwhelming current of hope and resolution. The iconic string passages and wide open ambient soundscapes, They paint a beautiful and vivid picture that just stretches across the horizon. There is very obvious inspiration from post-rock giants like, as I said, Godspeed You or Explosions in the Sky, but there are also hints of modern composers like Jerry Goldsmith, John Williams, or Hans Zimmer in the melodious and somber passages that are the classical inspired passages, the string passages, the acoustic passages, etc. An astonishing atmosphere on this record, 5 out of 5. It's really tough to classify what Panopticon is. Black metal very loosely defines it. But Austin's influences are always very clear. This record has a very strong focus on songwriting and storytelling. In contrast to some prior albums, Austin sounds very comfortable behind the drum kit and provides a stellar rhythm section that carries the ferocity of the record. I love how he gave the string players the freedom to arrange their own parts, as is noted in the credits. It shows how much trust that he has in these people, and he knows how much value they're going to bring to the music. Once again, this is just showing off the leadership aspects of Austin himself. Composition and musicianship on this record is unbelievably strong. This is the most cohesive and well-composed Panopticon record to date. Another perfect score, 5 out of 5. Panopticon has always had a DIY element in their album covers. Since 2014's Roads to the North, Becca Lunn has been the contributing photographer, Becca being Austin's wife. The album cover is really well composed and features some beautiful blending of what seems to be maybe 3 photos. It is a perfect visual summary of what the album is about to bring you, feelings of hope and resilience. That is the major takeaway here, and it is displayed wonderfully in the artwork and accompanying merchandise that is the newest Panopticon release. Head on over to Bindrune Records shop where you can find some of that merchandise. The link is down below. I can't promise that any of the LPs are going to be available, but anything that you find on there, you should absolutely snag. And if nothing is available, unfortunately, please consider shelling out the $8 and grab a digital copy. I promise you, it's worth every penny, and you'd probably spend that $8 on some trash widget anyway, so just do the right thing and support music. Art and themes on this record gets a notable 4 out of 5. As I said in the beginning here, this is an iconic Panopticon sound thanks to Austin himself, Spencer Morris, and Colin Marston. Since Roads to the North, Austin has worked with Spencer Morris, and he is a great addition to the behind-the-scenes team that brings Panopticon to life. Colin Marston is a music producer and multi-instrumentalist that has just not stopped since the early 2000s. Colin has had his hands in the music production of some of the coolest records of the last 15 years. The dude has a serious resume, and his work with Panopticon dates back to close to the very beginning of Austin's journey. Audio producing doesn't have to be in all-in-one house. If you're a musician, don't be afraid to get good takes in an environment that you're comfortable in. Sometimes you need a specialized setup for drums or vocals, yeah, but guitars can totally be done from the comfort of your own home these days if you're okay with plugging into an interface or going direct. If you can get a good recording setup with strong takes, anyone can mix your record. Anyone can master your record and create an unbelievable sound. Sometimes the best member of your band is the sound engineer that knows and appreciates your music. Here's looking at you, Colin and Spencer. Wonderful production on this record, 4.5 out of 5. Art is a snapshot in time, and this is a beautiful glimpse inside the mind of one of America's greatest black metal artists and musicians. It is hopeful, powerful, and reminds us to pick ourselves up and carry on until we physically cannot move or breathe. Folks, for a final score, 4.625. We're going to round that to 4.63 just because, I want to round it like that, and that's math. Folks, Austin himself said, I would say the best way to hear it, being the record, is on a long hike or a walk with headphones on. So even if you've purchased the LP, grab a digital copy, load up your portable player, and hit the trails, friends. Your soul will thank you for it. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Go with the gods, Forge Masters. Let the light guide you through times of darkness. Be well.